2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and stop. To the side. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and stop. Center, hands up, reach down. 1, 2, 3. To your right. 2, 3. To your left. 2, 3. Center, lift up, inhale, exhale. Hands up, reach down. 1, 2, 3. To your right, to your left, center, inhale, exhale. Okay, one more time, hands up, reach down, go to your right, left, center, inhale, exhale. Okay, hands on your waist, circular movements. 1, 2, 3, stay there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Center, cross, hold your knees. Circular movements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, and stop. Center, hands on your waist, neck turning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Back and forth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 and 2. Center, tilt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 and stop. Center. Okay. Circular movements 3 times. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Center, hands up. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, Inhale. Exhale. Separate your legs. Okay. Turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and stop. Turn, stretch it out. Switch. 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 Switch, straighten the front knee. Switch. 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 Center. Okay, shake it out. Deep breathing, hands up, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Okay, shoulder roll, hands in your waist, circular movements. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Okay. Press, release, exhale, inhale. And center. Deep breathing, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Okay, wrist. Reverse. Okay, palms down, bigger circle. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and stop. Okay, shake it out. Okay, we'll shift from side to side. Okay, balance. And center. Okay, shake it out. Point towards your center line. Okay, find your center, shift your weight, kick your right leg in. And center. Switch, other side. And center. Side to side. Switch. And center. Okay, shake it out. Hands up. Pull in, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, silk rilling. Switch. Okay, center, cloud hands. Okay, center, open and close. Switch. Okay, center, feet parallel, preparation. Okay, lower hoop. Okay, lift, shoulder height. Elbows down. Okay, palms down. Extend. Okay, deep breathing, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Okay, diagonal flying. Switch. Okay, center. Carry tiger to the mountain. Okay, infinity sign. Okay, form the fist. Okay, palms together. Strum the lute. Okay, thumbs up. Switch. And center. Extend, turn, draw the bow. Switch. So you align the elbow and the fingertip, this fingertip and this elbow. So get it straight up, lift it up. Switch. Okay, center, fan to the back. Okay, raise the hand. Okay, palms down, deep breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, so we'll go through working the linear form. So I moved all the mirrors here, so if you can find a space where you can see yourself, then that would be ideal. Okay, preparation. Sink the elbow, press down, left foot forward. To a step, step through. Grasp the sparrow's tail. Single whip. Hold the ball. Shift. Diagonal flying. Shift. Step up. Forward. Forward. Lift up. Bend down. Stork flaps wings. So that's the first section, and relax. Continue, and you would go into vertical left. Okay, we step back a little. Horizontal brush knee. Second brush knee. Sit back, left side. Vertical position. Strum the lute. Close the door. Vertical hand on the same center line. Form the fist. Punch. Divert. Block. Punch. Cross the arms. Leopard and tiger springs to mountain. Neutral left. Okay, shake it out. So why do we want to use the mirror? Because essentially when you do your form, you have postures. And what you're dealing with the postures is really center line and the two corners. So using the mirror as a guideline, it gives you the perspective that really, no matter where you go in space, you're really dealing with the frontal position and two corners. So we're in a position, say, cross hands, square position, hoop position, lower position, upper hoop, center line, elbow position. You can see if your body is symmetric. You can see if the alignment is there on one side or the other. Because when you go through the form, just the routine, you really don't see yourself. So you assume that all those positions are correct. And when there's so many different transitions, you can't really experience until your body actually recognizes that that's what's happening. So, it's just a simple thing like this is strum the lute. When we're here and I turn like this and I turn back, is your arm at an angle like this? You don't know whether it's here, 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 or here. Is your palm flat? Is it pointing to that corner? So when you're here, 1, 2, then when you lean forward and you expand? Are you going toward the center line? Okay. Folding and finding your center line. So you can see the geometry of your position. When you do that consistently, then it becomes accurate. When you develop that accuracy and consistency, then your body starts to recognize, starts to learn what we're doing. Not just muscle memory, sequential memory, transitions without voids. All of this stuff happens as a course of just passing through. So do you have right? Do you have left? Do you have center? Do you have forward? Do you shift? Do you fold, expand, sink, and combine the elbows and knees? Are you on the center when you form the fist? Do you turn your shoulders 45 degrees? Do you punch to your center line and exchange the front and back hand? Do you turn to the left, then back to the right center, and then back to here? So all the movements involve integration. Secondary hands have to move accordingly. Forming the fists, all of these things, has to be controlled. And then as you evolve, these minute transitions become something your body will start to recognize, and then it starts to adjust. When we're in this position, that's vertical. When we go down, we have to sink. So as we build the relationship between the sinking and the rising and the falling and the turning, all of these things have to be synchronized. So this is vertical, this is horizontal. You don't get from here to here without a continuity of that energy of motion. So you sink, so you're at the 45 line. You sink, and then you rise. So when the elbow starts to turn, and the elbow relaxes, and the shoulder relaxes, it starts to create a pivotal position. And then when you continue to pivoting, then you're here. Then you track it here. Then when we turn, this hand turns to upward position, and then we're here. Now you take your hand away, do you have the 45-degree corner here? Do you have the 45 on the opposite side when you cross the hands? So between square, circles, and triangles, you have the oblique, the slant. Right? That's cross hand in this plane, cross hand at here. There's really no difference between that cross hand and this cross hand. Then when you go down to here, you have cross hand. Then when we fold our elbows and we turn our body, you have your slants. So muscle memory is really skeletal memory, joint angle positions. What creates those minute transitions and those minute positions is the control of your musculature, right? So we can control the muscle by being very, active and create a lot of muscle contractions, or we can do it gently with both the passive active motion. Both of those will create circulation. One of those will create more inflammation. So if you're going to do this type of exercise, you want good circulation without taxing your body, get great control of your body that's really programmed here, then the gentle, precise movement is better. Because anybody can, jump up and down and swing their arms wildly and get their blood going and sweat ferociously and feel exhausted at the end of it, be sore the next day, but it's not the same as what we're trying to produce as integration of body and circulation. So every fluid in our body has to circulate. So, that's one way of getting that done. All right. So once we get to that position and we're here, the next movement is fist on the elbow. So we have to turn, and we have to drop, and we have to spin. So look at yourself when you're in the mirror. Look down and turn. Now you turn beyond the center because you have to come back to center. And then you back to center here. Then you're back to here. So the exchange between vertical and horizontal is a constant, right? Then you step through center and you reverse the stance. This is repulse the monkey. So while this is strung together, like the form, each unit is separate. Now we're in the diagonal flying, then we turn back to center, then we come back to center over this supporting leg. This comes to here, this goes up, and this goes down. We step to the side, open the stance, fan through the back. Now using the mirror, when we turn, this is a vertical frontal position, but then when we turn, look toward the, if you have a mirror, turn, and you see the hands exchange. Then you turn back to the front. Okay, so we did that stroke down. From here, we would come in to merge the hand. We'd invert the hand, and the other hand actually starts to go forward. Then we turn. Then when this goes down, the other hand goes up, and you sink in your stance. You turn back to the front, you push off the front leg, and then this elbow resets to the down position. So it should look like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you see between this and this and this, when I transition, I'm here. Then the elbow has to continue down. Because if your joints don't turn and reset, you can't go through. It's really creating arcs. The summation of those components create really the final position. So why complex movement is better than just doing something abrupt and split is because it's this. You know, we talk about brain plasticity, we talk about building neurons and all the stuff that you need to be functional. This is what breaks down. So if this breaks down, then you really don't have great functionality and movement. But if you're building that, you're not, you might be losing it anyways, but the thing is you're constantly recycling, building new ones. So the thing is when you're doing this, that becomes programmed. Does it happen right away? When you're learning it, probably not. It does take time. So what happens, elbow out, elbow in, right? So we stroke down like this, we invert the hand, we fold the elbows and knees, and we create the motion, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's essentially what the body goes through, but because in parallel you're not turning, so the waist isn't engaged as we were doing this. So both hands were doing this. That's essentially, if you're doing Kung Fu, double back fist is that motion. So when you take movements down to the most basic motion, which is really one of these, one of these, one of these, all of these are, interim positions. That's what the body does. They're like the fundamental blocks of your movement. What has to happen is your body has to recognize this, but it only can recognize so much. So you see through the imagery that there's a motion on your center line, there's an inversion, I call that inverting, and you have, if you went just through that exercise, you can imagine anything that you do from the first form when you go down, right? All of these movements, they're positions. Your skeletal structure goes into all these crazy positions that are in these styles and movements because we can. But we only can because we get the experience of knowing that it happens. But if you didn't do something like this, your joints would never go into those positions. So you'd be at a disadvantage. And so because I have so many of these different drills that we go through, that's actually working every connection that you have. And because we're moving it, if you're creating circulation through movement and you're bringing nutrients to those areas and joints, you must be getting a total circulation of fluids rather than certain areas of your body, right? So if you don't get nutrients a certain part, it's not going to be as good as the side that's getting it. So that's just common sense, or makes sense. It's logical that we have to move to create circulation, but how do we move? That's the important thing. So once we get to the parry and punch, then we have the next section of movements, right? Then it goes on and on into the form. So let's just go through the form now. So that's a lot of things that we can work on as a strategy. We'll go through the short form. Ready? Preparation. Okay, deep breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, so that does it for the Tai Chi Paradigm side. And then we're going to move to the 108. The last week I worked a lot on the kicking motions, and then I worked to beat the tiger. Then we worked with, the last session I did was on potting legs in the form and palm strikes face. You know, just postures in the form that we really don't really pay a lot of attention to. We'd run through the sequence. So let's just review the series. After single whip, when we have the mirrors again, we find our center line. We flip the hands over, cross the hands, step out, fold the elbows, open. Your arms are parallel. That's a splitting movement. We cross the hands and we toe out. Drop the hands, fold the elbows. Lift the elbows, lift the knee, and then we continue up and we do our first kick. Then we're going to come down, reset the center. So there's your right and left movements. You have the forward position with the folded elbow, open, turn. There's your flip. If you toe out simultaneously, then that's just blending it. You're down here and allows you to move up. You lift your shoulders, lift the knee, balance, and kick. Now we just stay here for a second because we're going to end up in the left side stance. We're here, right? Now we cross, fold, lift, lift, and then we're going to do the heel kick. Then we go back to neutral and just standard procedure, set up for brush knee. Set up again. Left side. Turn, flip. Set up again. Planting punch. Twist step. Step up. Drop down. This comes to the front. This goes up. This turns into like a hammer fist, but it's going from the elbow. That's the planting punch. And then we're going to sit back and we go here, just like the parry and punch where we have that turn. So we have to slip the elbow inside this hand, and it's a little bit tighter than parry and punch. Because when we slip the elbow in here, then you have to make room to get this elbow. So you'd have to adjust and adapt. So that parry and punch is the same one there as the one that happens near the end of the form when you do the 180-degree turn. So when we're here, it comes up like that. And then we go to the same movement at the end of the form as this. Then we pass through two center positions to get to the final grasp, the sparrow's tail. So you see, we have all the same postures throughout the form. The transitions vary slightly, but there's, you know, in the long form, it's really a lot of sections that are replicated. So you're essentially doing the form twice. So you have the two sets of obliques, you have your two sets of palm strikes face, you have those turns that, you know, the parry, punch, insert, those are done twice, downward posture is done twice. So it's just taking you through, you know, an extension of the form. So what's the advantage of doing a form for 15 to 17 minutes is, you know, the mind intent and the fact that it becomes a meditative exercise. You know, when you don't have to think about the form anymore and run through it, you're in that zone. But because it takes 5 to 15, well, the short form is 5 minutes, 15 minutes, sometimes it takes 5 minutes to zone into what you're doing in the form, then the last 10 minutes become much more, you know, meditative. So let's just do that one more time, right? So we're here. 1, 2, 3. So a lot of this will begin to blend. So So because I'm breaking it down, some of it's a little bit sort of exaggerated. And then we would actually cross behind. Now we cross behind, we sit to neutral, and then we turn, and that's how the feet should go, right? So let's face the back, and then we're going to turn to the front, all right? So we just did the left kick, say, right? And then we're going to cross behind. And then let's track me all the way around, turn, and we're going to end up in the front like this. And we turn, we're going to be like this. Okay, so when the toe comes back, that's when you go down, and you fold, and you heel kick, and then you're back down to here. So the first one, you can think of it as flipping twice. Second time, flip once. Well, you don't flip it, flip once. And the third time, no flip. Okay, so that's how the hand movements work. Okay, so in some of the traditional forms, you won't see this setup. Because in single whip, if I go straight to this, then you're going to get one flip. You see what I mean? You follow me there? So the setup is mainly because as a transition, you want to go here. When your hand's in a single whip, you don't want to drop this side because you're turning in this direction. You don't want to be exposed on this side. So because we're here, when we turn, then we bring this hand in. And the flipping over is really changing directions and controlling the circle. It's really, again, horizontal to vertical, horizontal to vertical. Okay, so let's go to here again. This is your fourth hand movement. 1, same as the first. 2, 3, 4. This is beat the tiger. Lift the knee. Open to the corner. Drop it down. Cross. Step out. Square the feet. 1, 2. Drop the elbow. 3, 4. 1, 2. Clench the fists. Turn toward the mirror. Settle in the stance. So your hands, wrist is bent here. This is out to the side, lined up with your temple, and then we drop the hands. And they merge here. Open, cross, level. Now the hands are going to lift with the knee, open, down, 2 punches to the air. Okay, so that's beat the tiger. The hand movements are the same. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. That's like stepping back in a single whip. This is here. Like Jade Lady Work Shuttle, but it's beat the tiger. If you close the fist, your hand position will be the same. Dropping the elbow. In Jade Lady Work Shuttle in the Tai Chi Paradigm, the last Jade Lady Shuttle, you have to drop your elbow to hook your wrist to turn to the front. So here you have the same transition. But we're going to continue along the body to the rear corner. Then we fold the elbows as we fold the knee. Then we turn. Sit back, make your fist, and turn. Shift your weight and settle into this position. That beat the tiger. Turn toward the front. Lift and sink. Lift and heel. Down. Turn it up. 2 punches to the ear. And then we would sit back to set the next set of movements, which really becomes the reversing of the ball like this. Step up to fold. Lift the knee. Parting leg. Drop the knee. cross, flip the hands, find your hoop position, cross, fold, lift, and open, fold the elbow, parry and punch. See, so that's that series. There's, transitions that we had to kind of build into the movements. So I think that was, a lot of information that you have to struggle with and work through it. If you haven't been doing some of that, if you remember, try to build some of that in. All right, let's do the long form. All right, ready? Let's pick it up from single whip just before the kicks. All right, so we're here. Ready, turn. One. Now we just went over all of this, so see if you can put it to action. Fold and heel kick. Brush knee twice. This is your punch down the crotch that reaches out a little further than the planting punch. Then you step up and grasp the sparrow's tail. Okay, so deep breathing. So your fundamentals build patterns, positioning, controlling your body essentially. When you get to your postures, you identify the posture, then you have to build the linkage, the coordination inside those things. Then when you take the posture and connect it to another posture, you have to discover or find the link from posture to posture, which becomes transitions. That's why a lot of different styles have so many different or lengths of forms, because they want you to develop the different connections and the different patterns, and it's all mapped out for footwork. So there is a strategy to how the old schools start, but to understand, just even say Jade Lady work shuttle. You watched, this is one movement, 1, 2,